Rutgers has never beaten Minnesota.
Right into that front headlock, Nick.
His bread and butter, Mitch Moore, trying to get the Scarlets off on the right foot, as we just mentioned. Trying to stuff that head of Vomar. You see him post, and now again working that front headlock, now with a left arm. Vomar trying to break those ties, though he'll clear him in the first 30 seconds of this first period.
Relentless on that head.
Seems more aggressive this afternoon, Matt, than he was last weekend with that front head. Able to shuck him forward. Of course, you don't get any points for that, but Moore is forcing the action. Of course, Rutgers bench already wants a stall call on Vomar. Not going to get it there. The reset in the center. Russian tie now for Mitch Moore on Vomar's left. He was trying to set up an inside trip there too, Matt.
Yeah, I'd like to see Mitch Moore get to some of his offense on his feet. That's not in the front headlock. Obviously, he really likes that front headlock, but he hasn't been able to score much off that. It's really a good position to be in, but he doesn't often find that much offense from it. It's a hard position to score from at this level. So I'd like to see Mitch Moore really start attacking the legs a little more.
We know he can. You have guys that are pretty evenly matched with you. It's a good defensive position. You can score off it, especially when you get to this position right here. Front head's got Vomar on his knees now, but again, back to their feet. One thing's for certain, Moore is definitely pushing the pace and trying to wear down his opponents. Vomar, a sophomore from Minnesota, 10-4 this season, 16-8 for his career. Did start out his Gopher tenure at 133 pounds, moved up to 141 last year's, having a good season so far. And we're going to get a whistle here, get a reset in the center. Too much finger clasping. Minute to go in the first.
1 minute remaining first period.
And back to that front head is Mitch Moore. Very heavy. Underhook right side now. More the same in this first period. There's a fake from Moore. So more than front headlock in his offensive arsenal. So now Vomar trying to push him back on his heels. Short time, first period. And this one will come to a close scoreless. So man, look at this first period. A lot of Mitch Moore front head attacking opportunities.
Yeah.
No scoring though, but it seems like he's at least pushing the pace and trying to wear down Vomar from the feet.
Yeah, Vomar really didn't get anything going on his feet there. Mitch Moore at least able to get into that front headlock position a few times. A couple fake shots as well. Got to turn that into offensive entry though.
See who does on top. Moore very good from the top position. See how much his ride will last in this period as Vomar gets to his feet. Moore did a nice job following. Now far claw with that right arm. Trying to step that right leg through. Vomar able to get his leg free. He's out in front. He's out for one. First point is on the scoreboard.
Let's see what Moore can do on his feet now here. Takedown would go a long way.
Moore can get takedowns from that front headlock position. Just more of, he's a pin hunter. Looks for big move opportunities. And in a match like this, especially if you're a Rutgers in a toss-up bout, right, your first win over the Golden Gophers in program history. Sometimes the bread and butter might be the best way to go about it. Halfway through the second period. Shot there from Vomar, in on that single leg. Moore has to get into the full splits. Whizzering hard now.
It's deep.
Vomar coming up with it. Moore's going to try to roll through now. He'll grab the leg, treetop position. Good scramble opportunity now for Mitch Moore, trying to turn back into Vomar. They'll roll around now. A little 40 seconds to go in the second period.
Mitch Moore's just got to kick that leg out, get his hips high. As you see him try to turn in, get his hips high, cover those hips.
Oh, he had height there. Moore's knee was getting flexed. Look at the leg was getting straightened out. They're going to call it potentially dangerous. They will reset here in the center. And he looks like he is okay.
Great scramble, though, from Mitch Moore, just diving for that ankle, forcing the scramble. Because Vomar was in deep on that single leg.
Had it shelved, too.
Short time now.
10 seconds, second period.
Nothing doing on offense for either guy. Really, Vomar, the lone shot that resulted in some action. Moore's been working the front head a lot. Second period comes to a close, and you got to imagine the choice here for Moore is to go down to try to tie things up. He will. Again, riding time not a factor as we head into the third period.
Match is going to be won on their feet. See how quickly Moore can get out here, tie the match.
141.
Vomar staying heavy on that left side. Trying to keep Moore in this tripod position, looking to break him back down more. Slowly getting up, trying to feed his hands, a little Granby roll. Vomar, a great follow.
Yeah, really nice tight waist by Vomar, able to keep his hips on Moore's hips.
Again, Moore back to that tripod position, trying to fill his hands. Vomar very heavy on top. Moore's gonna cut away at the hands. He's out for one. We're tied, just as you said, Matt. This match gonna be one on the feet here. Big one for both sides as Moore tries to circle back towards the center. Vomar, the lone shot in this match that resulted in any action. Mitch Moore's been steady on his feet, working the front head in these tight tie-ups. Vomar trying to push the pace now. Shot from Mitch Moore, single leg. Vomar trying to force a scramble through the crotch lift. Now he tries to step over. Moore's flattened, but he has the leg. Less than a minute to go.
Just got to hang on here, hope for a stalemate at this point.
Vomar trying to elevate now. Moore hipping in, still stuck on Vomar's leg. No scoring yet. No change, 22 seconds. Moore coming out the back. Vomar, there's three. Mitch Moore has the lead, short time.
Just hang on here.
Vomar trying to arch back and get a stalemate, 5 seconds. Mitch Moore has a 3-point lead.
We're gonna look at the clock.
6 seconds on the clock.
Moore had Vomar broken down that takedown, Matt. His head was stuck, but he had Vomar broken down as it came out through the back. And they, as you pointed out, Matt, they reset the clock to 6 seconds. Moore on top. Mitch Moore, the late takedown. He's going to win this one 4-1. Rutgers starts off with a W. It's 3-0.
Great match for Mitch Moore. Needed the takedown late, was able to get it. Deep high crotch, hung on for dear life, avoided the stalemate.
So another big opportunity for Chedda, Matt, to get another ranked win on his resume. And with Rutgers up 3-0, they're off to a great start. But Roberts, of course, one of the bigger guns for the Gophers, as Chedda immediately in on a low single, elevating the leg. Chedda looking for a trip, driving through, scrambled. Chedda got caught there. Roberts hipping back in. Chedda now coming up over the top. Roberts scrambling near the boundary. Out of bounds they go in a reset in the center. No scoring there, but that's a nice way to start out if you're Michael Chedda.
Yeah, got to build some confidence for Michael Chedda there on that shot. Really crazy scramble there too. Credit Roberts.
Wild sequence in the first 30 seconds. Now Roberts, single leg, elevating now, trying to attack the head. Chedda whizzing down hard right now. Leg is shelved by Roberts on the mat right now. Crowd here in Jersey Mike's Arena was loud for Mitch Moore's late win. They're loud right now as Roberts limp arms through, driving on Chedda, and there is the first takedown. Drew Roberts, a 3-0 lead. Figure 4 in that leg. At least starting the process there. Chedda to his feet now. And here's a big mat return from Drew Roberts. Got him flat. Boots are in.
Double boots.
Whew.
Chedda completely flattened out. He's going to need an escape here to end this first period. Riding time already up towards 35 seconds and counting.
Chedda 11-5 this year as a redshirt sophomore, 7-2 in duels this year for the Scarlet Knights. But Roberts.
It's a tough ride. He's got an arm bar on Chedda's left side, trying to get right hand wrist control underneath. Stalemate.
Yeah, not much movement from either guy. Roberts not going outside to side now. As you said, Matt, trying to set up those arm bars and working his crossface, but again, not much movement. Roberts is 13-4 this season. 3-time Idaho State champion. Didn't make his first career start till last year, and was at 157 pounds. He's able to follow Chedda nicely here. Another big mat return near the edge. And they'll get out of bounds here for another reset. Chedda back down in the center. Roberts, over a minute of riding time already. And after that first shot from Chedda, this has been all Roberts in this first period. Chedda tries to peel these grips, but you see Roberts just figure 4 in that leg.
30 seconds.
And not much opportunity for Chedda to work his way up.
Really good ride from Roberts. Over 1:35, just has been dominant on top ever since that early takedown. Chedda's had no answers on bottom.
10 seconds.
Short time, first period. And that'll bring us to the end of the first 3 minutes as Drew Roberts has a 3-0 lead, courtesy of the lone takedown of the first period. There's the finish to that one. It's good scrambles in the first 3 minutes, Matt, but Roberts, once he got on top, he owned that first period.
Yeah, he really did. Almost 2 minutes of riding time on the board for him.
Chedda in the top position, a big mat return. That was a thud on the mat there. If you're gonna do anything on top, man, that's a good way to send a message immediately, but Roberts right to his feet. Chedda able to chop him right back down, though. So a good first 20 seconds for Chedda. Has to elevate this single leg, looking for a trip, but he's got Roberts down, almost caught him on his back. Looking for a turn now is Chedda. Roberts trying to belly back down.
Chedda's been an animal on top to start this period. Fire in his belly, Nick.
We got some fire in this crowd, too. Chedda, despite being down by 3, some beautiful mat returns, including this trip right here. Almost got back exposure.
Yeah, he went right into the Navy ride there from that trip. Second so far of Chedda riding on top. Try to get that riding time down under a minute to avoid the point.
Roberts back to
trip.
his feet. Good trip, as you just mentioned there, Matt. Again, Chedda being a dog on top right now. He's got Roberts seated. Chedda going to suck him back. He's got him flat. This is a nice ride from the Rutgers sophomore.
There's that riding time wiped out now, under a minute. Really good job from Michael Chedda.
Crowd wants to stall. You know it's going to get loud in here. See Chedda working a hammerlock, man. Maybe trying to set up an arm bar as well, left side. As you see Roberts shell up, getting back to his base. But Chedda's so heavy over top. Near the boundary, and out of bounds they go. 38 seconds to go in the second period. Chedda has erased the riding time for now. Still trails, looking for tilts, trying to score. So far, so good for the Scarlet Knight. Chedda, another big mat return, got Roberts right back down.
30 seconds.
Roberts trying to fight the hands. Chedda's got him flat again. He's going to hook that far leg on the left side. Chedda trying to open up some space for tilts. Roberts to his feet. Chedda back in body lock, driving, and he's got him back down again. Michael Chedda is going to ride out Drew Roberts the entire second period. He's erased the riding time. He keeps himself in this bout as we head to the third period.
Got to go neutral here in the third period. He got ridden out for almost an entire 2 minutes in that first period. He has choice here, trailing by 3. Takedown will tie the match, and he chooses neutral.
More look at his work there. That last mat return, beautifully done. And we do start on the feet here, third period. Chedda could tie it with a takedown. Got in deep before. Roberts has the lone takedown of this match. But it seems like either guy is going to be successful on top. .90 seconds now. Chedda reaching. Roberts trying to re-attack with the front head. They'll separate.
Yeah, Chedda's got to get a little closer if he wants to get in on a shot. As ill-advised there, but able to recover. Trying to close this gap on their feet.
Chedda's going to have to get a takedown and finish on top. So he's not going to be able to get that riding time point as the clock keeps ticking. Down to a minute. So a takedown and a ride out could send this one to overtime. Chedda trying to push the pace. No stalls on either man. Level change from Chedda. Attacking the front head. More feints. 40 seconds. Chedda reaches. There's a stall call there on Roberts. And now a double from Chedda. Driving. Roberts scrambling. 30 seconds. Chedda trying to get his head free. Locks around both legs. Nothing yet.
Gotta pop that head out.
Treetop position. 20 seconds. A scramble. Chedda circling. Hooking the leg. Nothing yet. Chedda trying to tie things up. Coming around, hands free. He's around. 10 seconds. And there's 3. Chedda has tied the match with 5 seconds to go. Michael Chedda will send this to sudden victory, and a challenge brick is out from the Minnesota bench.
How about that period for Michael Chedda, man? Pushed the pace, forced the stall call, double leg, scrambled, takedown. I don't think this one's going to get overturned, Nick. You see it there.
Yeah, it was called roughly around here. He's got the leg hooked. He's around the body, around the, that to me, Matt, looks like it's 3.
Yeah, Robert's still hanging on to Chedda's leg there. That's what they're. You see, he's locked on Chedda's left leg. Now that's a takedown. He's covering the hips, in control on top.
Yeah, Roberts broke it down to a hip as well.
Minnesota really can't afford to lose this one. This will be a big one on paper for Rutgers. Oh, no.
And it's no takedown for Chedda. After review, it's been overturned, and Drew Roberts is going to hang on for the 3-0 decision. And the Rutgers faithful not happy with that one. This duel is tied at 3 as we head to 157.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Over a minute of ride time already as well.
Santis on bottom in this second period. Block is working the ride. He's got him right back down. Santis 5-9 this season. Set to fill in for the injured Andy Clark. Haven't seen him quite a bit. Unsure of when he'll return to the lineup. So it's been DeSantis who has a 33-26 career record. Again, just going up against it today, just trying to save, at this point, trying to save some bonus points. Does get out for one here. He's down by 8. Shot from Blockus. Good D there from DeSantis. Shot from Blockus. DeSantis now attacking the front edge, trying to re-attack. Under a minute to go in the second period. DeSantis reaching on the shot. And just a half attempt there, trying to get Blockus back on his heels for a little bit. 40 seconds. Shot from DeSantis there. Has a hold of a single leg, but Blockus able to defend. Now back, that front head looking for that whip over. Again with that right underhook. Short time here.
10 seconds.
It's been all Blockus. Basically, we can say this now. He had a 7-point move in that first period.
Yep.
Second period in the books. So head to the third. Blockus well in control here, trying to give Minnesota their first lead of the duel.
Minnesota's choice.
Last time Minnesota was in this building, you have to go back to that shortened 2021 season. Gable Steveson was still here, Matt.
Remember it well.
If we have, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen when he actually got a win for Minnesota at heavyweight. And then as soon as he won, he sprinted to the locker room because there was an impending snowstorm coming, and Minnesota had to go catch that team flight home. Blockus up by 9 by virtue of that escape point. And he's looking for more bonus points here for Minnesota. Santis making sure his levels are good, but Blockus in on a double, switching off to a single. Chasing it. DeSantis just posting on these hips as hard as he can right now. Blockus elevating, head stuck, switches to a double, nicely done. Blockus up 14-2.
He's going to go for the tech fall here, Nick.
DeSantis gets a point there for the escape as Blockus cuts him loose. Riding time close to being locked for Blockus. Although a takedown won't end it here, but he's approaching tech fall territory. Trying to give Minnesota 5 points here. That could be big though. DeSantis gets in on a shot. Blockus defending, circling around. He's got the takedown. It is 17-3. And now Blockus with the riding time point locked. He can hang out here. As long as he doesn't give up an escape point, Matt, it's going to be a tech fall. So DeSantis, maybe save a team point here, needs an escape. DeSantis trying to get out. Blockus follows. DeSantis cutting at the hands, and a stall call on Blockus. Only his first, though. Short time here. This could be big for the team score, Matt. Huge. DeSantis needs an escape point to save one here. DeSantis to his feet, rolls through, Blockus follows, 5 seconds. DeSantis cutting at the hands, Blockus following. And Michael Blockus, oh, he was at an escape point with DeSantis. The buzzer sounded.
Close.
That was really close. I'm gonna say that was slightly after the buzzer. Tech fall for Michael Blockus, 18-3. Minnesota has an 8-3 lead. 29th ranked Blaine Brener for Minnesota and Luke Gayer for Rutgers. Gayer, a redshirt freshman, 8-8 on the season, went 13-9 as a redshirt just last season. Has wrestled in a couple duels this year, so it's been interchangeable as of late between him and the original starter, Anthony White, who's up 2 weights this year. But Gayer's shown a little bit more as of late, man, in terms of his own development. Looked a little bit like the guy they recruited out of California. Starting to come along nicely, adjusting to the college wrestling game, and there's a big opportunity right here, maybe for a bit of an upset.
Definitely. Go a long way in the team score as well.
Rutgers definitely needs it here with Jackson Turley due up next. Bout number 5. Taking on Andrew Sparks, who weighed in today from Minnesota, 174. A little throw-by attempt there from Brener, nothing doing. Snap down from Garrett, chasing. Good level there from Brener. Half to do the first now. Brener chasing. Garrett able to turn back into him. And Goodale is, you don't see it on your screen yet, but he just yelled at the official. He had a challenge brick in his hand. My only inclination, Matt, maybe during that exchange was maybe a headgear grab.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think he wasn't happy about how Brener was grabbing Gayer's headgear, something along those lines, but he was right up in the official's ear there.
And it can't hurt to let your opinion be known, of course, in most cases. Both guys, level changes and feints in the first period on the feet. Not too much offense initiated. Gayer trying to use wrist control and attack those outside singles. 30 seconds. A lot of snap downs from both guys, down to 15.
10 seconds remaining.
Short time in this period, no score. As Blaine Brener and Luke Gayer, as Brener drives, oh, that was close, the buzzer sounded. And again, these close calls right here, and if you're Luke Gayer, you might have avoided one right there.
Definitely. Take a look at it here. Just arm drag double really there, Nick, and he was in deep. That would have been an easy takedown had the buzzer not sounded.
Yeah, that was a clear takedown right there, but that buzzer saved Luke Gayer as we head to the second period. Still scoreless. Now Gayer to work on top. Trying to spread him out. Brener up to his feet. Cutting at the hands. Gayer's going to drive. Now rear body lock. Brener still trying to get out. He is. It's 1-0. I'll tell you what, Matt, for a crowd this great here in Piscataway, it was loud during 141, got very antsy at 149. The wind has been sucked out of the building a little bit as Brener trying to drive in on this double. No takedown. Gayer was able to get his foot free. So good defense for the moment as Brener trying to chase that far leg.
1 minute remaining.
Has the leg shelved. Now pull it back in. See Brener trying to chase that head. 40 seconds. Pulling him in, driving. Gayer.
Really nice split.
I was going to say, man, that's got to be really taxing right now. It's good defense. How long can this last? Brener trying to get that head too, maybe lock up a cradle. A little bit low on the leg, stepping over. Gayer able to drive the action out of bounds. So good defense there from the redshirt freshman. Still 1-0. Back to the center. Short time here, second period. Second period comes to a close, so Luke Gayer down 1-0. He's gonna choose down, gotta get out here. That's him avoiding that takedown, which was really close, man.
Gayer was so deep, or Brener rather, sorry. Brener was so deep. Gayer able to just get that one leg free and hold that split position towards the edge of the mat, but he's got to get out now, win the match on his feet, similar to the Mitch Moore match.
I'm actually surprised that was not a takedown because that hip was down, but again,
it was.
Yeah, you need full control. It can't be that split-second action anymore this year. So likely the right call there from the official. It was really close, though. Gayer working. He's tripoding up, but Brener just staying so heavy. Gayer crawling up to his feet. This is a good ride so far from the Golden Gopher. Will drive Gayer out of bounds. 1:27 to go. It's only a 1-point match. This is a big one. Even though Brener's ranked, Matt, coming in at 13-7 on the season. And whether Rutgers use Luke Gayer as they are right now or Anthony White, this had to be one of those matches you circled and said, this is going to be a toss-up bout.
Absolutely.
Really swing this duel. Either way.
This would be a huge one for either team.
Gayer, a Granby roll, trying to get hold of a leg. He might have it, but Brener able to get hip high now. Let's see if Gayer can force a scramble. He's got the foot. Still hanging on, Brener.
Yeah, Brenner's got his hips high. He's going to win this position.
1 minute remaining, third period.
Now Gayer flattened down. Brener working up towards that riding time now.
Yeah, the riding time is going to come into play now. 10 seconds and he'll get that point.
Working that hammerlock. Riding time a factor now. It's not locked yet, but Gayer is flattened out and blame Brener. He could sense it right now. Try to extend this Minnesota lead.
Brener just too tough on top for Gayer, man. Just a point to tie the match, and he's been dominant on top this third period. Really no chances for Gayer to even really escape, Nick. He hasn't been close.
No, he's got the hammerlock. Riding time point locked as well. Gayer is going to need a desperate reversal, but with short time is not going to get it. Blaine Brener able to hang on for the 2-0 decision, and Minnesota has an 11-3 lead after 4 bouts. That's 3 in a row for the Gophers.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Sparks very dangerous on top. Turley not exploding yet. See Sparks throwing a boot in. He's got both in.
Nice ride.
He has the left one in now.
Deep half Nelson.
Turley's got to be careful here. Sparks
getting a little high, though. Now he settles back.
Flatten him down. Turley trying to roll through, trying to chase the head of Sparks. See if he can shake him off. He does, and Turley's out for 1. Boy, it's definitely one of those positions, Matt, especially if you're on bottom. It's a little risky, but obviously you're holding your breath, but Turley is out for 1. He's up by 3.
Look for him to go to work on his feet here. Try to widen this gap.
Shot from Sparks again, single leg, forcing the same scramble. So Sparks has been a little bit more active on the feet since Turley's opening takedown.
Yeah, Sparks is getting in deep with not much defense from Jackson Turley. He's forcing scrambles, but he's allowing Sparks to get in deep on his legs.
And again, a takedown could tie this match. Turley rolling back through.
That is just strength there.
Man, that is unbelievable. I would say either guy is trying to force some neutral danger as well. Turley on top now, trying to turn into Sparks. Looking for three. He's got the leg hooked. And there's three. Jackson Turley a takedown. He's up 7-1. That's huge.
Big takedown there from Turley, forcing that scramble, coming out on top. 6-point lead. Last few seconds of the second period.
Boot in for Turley. Doesn't want to ride too high here.
Yep, he settled right back. He can just sit here now, 5 seconds.
So a clutch takedown for Jackson Turley in this second period. Got a swipe. Oh, did he get two? No, he did not. That was close. But he's up 7-1. Here's that takedown again off another scramble mat.
Yeah, he's just locking through the crotch, and he keeps hipping in, working behind, and there you see the takedown.
So we'll start neutral here in the third period. You gotta imagine Sparks didn't want to spend too much more time on bottom.
Nope, Sparks is gonna need a big move here from his feet. Trailing by 6.
Snap down the hand, stall warning on Turley. Little chest wrap action as Sparks looking to finish this takedown. And again, same position. Sparks has been able to get deep in all the time. Oh my goodness, look at this strength from Jackson Turley trying to elevate. Neutral danger call coming and nothing there. That was only 2. The crowd wants it again as you see Sparks, a lot of back exposure, able to belly back down. No change yet. Referee got 2 swipes before, Matt, so it was close. And now Turley trying to elevate a leg. He's on top, but his right foot is caught. So no takedown yet. And there you go, stalemate.
Yeah, Sparks is getting in deep on these shots, but he's unable to finish any of them. Turley just too strong, forcing scrambles.
Yeah, that's got to be nerve-wracking for that Rutgers bench. As Sparks, I believe that's about the 4th or 5th shot he's been in on. And now Turley a single leg, chasing the far side. Treetop position, Turley initiated this action, trying to come through, turning back in, Sparks scrambling, has a leg, nothing yet. Watch the back there, Turley turning back in. Left leg is caught now. Back to that crotch lock position, now Turley.
Oh my goodness.
Getting dumped here, this is unbelievable.
Crazy scrambling going on.
Sparks sitting through, Turley trying to force another scramble, has the foot. Just hanging on here. He's up by 6. Nothing yet. Sparks trying to get that foot free. Turley trying to drive that shoulder into it. A funky position here.
Yeah, look at that.
Turley hanging on. 10 seconds. Sparks chasing. Turley. Watch the neutral danger. Sparks driving through. He's got the takedown. It's going to be 7-4, but Jackson Turley is going to hang on for the 7-4 decision. He gets one back for the Scarlet Knights that they desperately needed before intermission. It's 11-6.
Rutgers has some work to do here, but they're favored in the next couple matches. It's all going to come down to the lower weights where we have a couple toss-ups, Nick. Should be.
Soldano ranked 22nd in the country. McEnelly is a young buck right now, Matt. He is only a freshman, currently projected to redshirt, but he is 14-0 this season. That's quite the backup to have for the 6th-ranked Isaiah Salazar.
Yeah, Salazar did not weigh in today. McEnelly gets the call, but unbeaten, as you said, Nick. So tough test here for Soldano as McEnelly gets in deep.
Soldano trying to elevate with a chest wrap here, forcing a whizzer. But McEnelly got the first attack, and Soldano able to defend for the moment. Back to their feet. Salazar for Minnesota this year is 13-1, 51-13 in his career. 2-time NCAA qualifier, blood round last year. Actually defeated Soldano at the Big Ten tournament 3-0 last year. But Minnesota opted for Max McEnelly. Again, the stud freshman. He's actually the co-champion at the Soldier Salute tournament earlier this year with Salazar. Of course, they did not wrestle in the finals. Does have an upset win, 12-8 over the 29th ranked Aaron Azarov of Columbia. So it seems like this kid is ready to go immediately, but might have to keep him in red shirt, Matt, just because of Salazar and how good of a season he's having at 184.
Right.
Soldano up and down this year, 10-6. Well, he's still ranked in that top 25. Overall top 33, I should say, for Intermat, and able to sprawl out of this takedown right here. McEnelly going to re-attack there through a body lock, but back and forth between these two. Nothing controlling yet as we're through the first 2 minutes. Shot from McEnelly, single leg, stall warning on Soldano. Able to avoid the takedown here, now going for a front head, has a whizzer in, maybe trying to elevate McEnelly here. He's driving through. Soldano heavy with this whizzer pressure, no takedown yet. McEnelly trying to shelve the leg. Soldano just really heavy on that whizzer with that left arm. And he'll be able to square back up. That is just great defense. I don't know how, Mappis, he was almost flat on his back.
Yeah, really good defense, but he did get a stall warning there, so Soldano going to have to push the pace a bit here to end this first period.
Minnesota took 3 of the first 5 bouts, including a tech fall from Michael Blockus. And the first period's going to come to a close. McEnelly pushing the pace, but no score after the first 3 minutes. Soldano, as I mentioned before, Matt, 10-6 on the season. He's lost his last 2, though, to Lane Malchewski and Jaden Bullock of Michigan State and Michigan, respectively. Both major decision losses. And in both matches, especially the one against Bullock against Michigan, he was thinking about the team score, trying to go for those big moves, but you know, Soldano, you got to take the good with the bad. He can put himself in those compromising positions. He can score a lot of points, but he can also give up a lot of points. Oh, nice back trip there from Soldano, able to lock up now, looking for some turns, and Soldano trying to get back exposure, nothing yet. He's got both boots in, though, so good ride so far. No near fall swipes.
Really close, but nice ride from Soldano, both boots in, heavy hips. McEnelly is totally flattened right now.
Soldano working. McEnelly bases up. Soldano bringing him back again. Nothing. Again, both boots still in. So this is the good part about Brian Soldano with these risque type of moves, Matt. And he's very good on top, especially when he's able to get a ride like this. Rolling a wrist underneath on the right side. McEnelly trying to base up. Boot back in for Soldano. Very controlling on top, over a minute of riding time. There he goes again.
Trying it again. Close.
McEnelly just able to belly down, Matt, each time. It might be getting more difficult, though. All he can do right now, McEnelly, is just belly down and base up.
Yep. Those boots just keep coming in from Soldano. Crowd wants a stall.
This is going to be about the 4th time he's going to call for this move here from Soldano. Stall warning on McEnelly on bottom. Does get to his feet. Soldano, another back trip, got him back down to at least 1 knee. Soldano a boot in, bringing him back. And McEnelly able to base out again, or get back to his belly. Second period comes to a close. 2 minutes of riding time for Soldano. He's going to choose down, and it is scoreless. So a quick escape. Do well for him in this match, trying to give the freshman his first loss of the year for Minnesota.
He's going to let him up here to start.
McEnelly knows he had success on the feet in that first period, Matt. Didn't score, but he was able to get to Soldano's legs. 1-0, Brian Soldano has the riding time right now. And a takedown can give him the lead. Soldano a shot. McEnelly reattacks, and they'll square back up. It looked like a good opportunity for a shot there from Soldano, man, but I don't think it looked like he just wasn't 100% committed to it.
Yeah. He shot from a distance, really no setup.
Shot from McEnelly, and Soldano able to get that leg free.
Quick.
Well, I'll tell you, the crowd is getting antsy here in Jersey Mike's Arena. They know how big this bout is for the Scarlet Knights. Minnesota can really put a hammer down on that team score if they can win this one. Shot from McEnelly again. Soldano forcing the scramble. has the right leg caught, working the front head, and also working on that right arm of McEnelly. Can he get his hips back? Soldano. Gonna flip him over, avoids the takedown. The riding time point is locked. Essentially a 2-point lead for Soldano, getting a foot free, and he jumps back in towards the center. And the referee just calling for more action. They'll reset. Again, great defense from Soldano, who needs this one. And riding time locked. Under a minute to go. McEnelly's pushed the pace on offense. From the feet, single leg again. Soldano is gonna get tripped down. Nothing yet. Whizzer's still in. And Soldano back to his feet.
Somehow.
McEnelly was looking at his bench, his corner, trying to say, throw that brick. He'll attack. Stall warning on Soldano. It's his second, and the match is tied. Again, Soldano has the riding time locked. He's got to be careful. Shot McEnelly. Soldano sprawling hard. 8 seconds. McEnelly stuck against the brick wall. Front head from Soldano. 3 seconds. Soldano rolling through, and there's 3 at the buzzer. Max McEnelly has the takedown and the win pending this challenge, Brick. Unbelievable.
I mean, he was getting in so deep on shots. Soldano had no answer on his feet.
It is a takedown. Max McEnelly is going to win this one 4-2, and Minnesota has a 14-6 lead.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
That would firmly put Minnesota in control here. Paz hipping back in, trying to take advantage of the position. He's out for one, though, so Joles was mad aware. The old 1, not 2 method. Match back to their feet. And again, Matt, it's going to be 1 on their feet.
Couple of those matches here today. 1-1 heading into the third. Mitch Moore, Michael Chedda, now John Ponnanski.
Paz again, just trying to reach in on those low leg signals. And Joel's able to re-attack, and Paz able to get his hips back. Joel's reaching, Paz trying to re-attack, facing him. It is tense in this arena. I get a stoppage here for finger clasping. They'll reset in the center. 1:03 to go in the third. Scarlet Knight faithful trying to get back into it here. Snap downs from both guys. Paz a single leg. Joles again a heavy sprawl. Ponnanski in deep, but his head's facing the mat. Joles trying to fight it off, trying to re-attack a leg as well, and a stalemate. So again, Matt, Ponnanski in on another shot. Just Joles has been so good defensively. Ponnanski on a single leg, couldn't switch to the double, trying to come around the waist. Whizzer's still in for Joles. Paz can't finish it. Joles, great defense here. Now going for a trip. Paz able to shake him off. That was close. Short time. Could be headed for sudden victory. Shot from Joles. Paz defends, keeping him at bay. And the third period comes to a close. Sudden victory coming up here. 2 more minutes on the clock. Routing time is reset as well. Boy, you can feel the tension in this building. Can Rutgers climb back into it, or will Minnesota take a commanding lead here? Paz reaching, Joles trying to re-attack. Paz has his one leg caught, trying to get away. Joles driving, he's got the takedown. Garrett Joles upsets John Ponnanski 4-1 in sudden victory.
There's not a lot of breaks going the Scarlet Knights' way today.
And it's got to start at heavyweight Jaroslav Slavikoski out there for Rutgers. Bennett Tabor out there for Minnesota. Another ranked matchup. Slavikoski, 13-1 this season. Ponnanski, by the way, was the last undefeated Rutgers starter this year until that loss just a few moments ago. And Minnesota has taken a commanding 11-point lead with 3 bouts to go. Upper body tie-ups here in this heavyweight bout. See Slavikoski trying to get some feints going. Tabor, a former 197-pounder back in 2022, did not wrestle for Minnesota last year, but he is 14-4 as a sophomore here in 23-24. Slavikoski inside trip, driving, he's got a takedown.
Nice.
And that's much needed. Get at least the crowd some juice back.
Really nice move there. Had that body lock and then stepped through for the trip.
Slavikoski trying to get him back down, around the body again. Out of bounds they go, they'll get a reset in the center. Another look at the takedown.
Yeah, just like a nice inside trip there.
Tabor able to cut away, or at least get back to his feet, and Slavikoski elects to cut him loose. It is 3-1 minutes go in this first period. Some hard clubs from both guys. Riding time not a factor at the current moment. Tabor and Slavikoski trying to dig in for those inside ties, fighting for position. Underhook here from Slavikoski. Got both underhooks right now. Trying to jack him up, short time right now. Slavikoski, he can sense it right as he drives him out of bounds, and there's a stall warning on Tabor. You can tell, Matt, he knows the team score's a big factor. He's looking for some big moves here.
Absolutely, got to. 6 would go a long way.
Pins, of course, are a bit more of a rarity at the collegiate level if you are unfamiliar. I'll tell you what, Slavikoski was able to jack him up and stick Tabor right there. This place would explode with 2 bouts to go and an opportunity for Rutgers. And again, our featured bout of the afternoon coming up next at 125, anticipated to be Dean Peterson against Patrick Mcke. And Slavikoski quickly cuts away. He's got another point. He's up 4-1. So Yara, the grad transfer from Harvard, 2-time NCAA qualifier, was a coach's All-American during that canceled 2020 tournament. Looking to reach the podium for the first time in his career. Out to the blood round last year out in Tulsa. Pretty much ranked, I'm pretty sure, Matt, he's been ranked 7th pretty much all season long. Maybe a short stint at 6 or 8 in the Interman rankings, but He's in that All-American conversation. He has an underhook here. But you hold your breath every time Tabor shoots him as Slavikoski's re-attacks here, looking to just basically toss him to his back. This is good stuff from Tabor right now, though, to get rid of those unnecessary tie-ups. Slavikoski back in on a single leg, driving, and no takedown. He kept the foot in, but they're ruling out of bounds. And perhaps not full control. See if we can get a good look at it right here. He drives, foot's in. That's close.
It is close.
But again, looks like Tabor just fell
off the mat.
Off the mat, actually, onto the hardwood. So another close call. Close calls. Whoa, both guys shot at the same time there. Tabor went underneath him, and Slavikoski essentially just vaulted over him. Slavikoski, 30 seconds to go in the second period, working those underhooks. He's got the 4-1 lead shot from Tabor. Good sprawl from Slavikoski. Again, immediately re-attack, driving. And Tabor somehow, some way. Crowd in like that half shove right there. And you can tell the frustrations are boiling over a little bit, at least from the crowd's perspective. Second period comes to a close. 4-1 Slavikoski, riding time not a factor. For doing math right now, Matt, Rutgers trailing on criteria. If they won these last 3 bouts, it'd be a 5-5 split. There were no pins. So you'd have to go down to total points scored, and right now, I mean, Minnesota had the intermission lead, 28-14, and they're up 36-17 right now. So right now they're up big in total scoring. So Rutgers is going to certainly need bonus points the rest of the way. 3 wins is not going to be enough. Slavikoski on top, driving Tabor out of bounds. So if this match were to be tied up in the end in the dual score, as of right now, Minnesota would win on criteria, which is total points scored. Tabor trying to cut at the hand. Slavikoski on top, looking for another trip. Trying to bring him back down. He does, and out of bounds they go as Tabor's forearms hit the hardwood. Slavikoski's been bonus point hunting in this match from the feet, but he can only do so much on top right now as Tabor's making it difficult to keep him down. But at the very least, Matt, it can keep Rutgers in the duel with a win. Tabor cutting at the hand. Slavikoski brings him back down again, out of bounds. I'll tell you what, I think they both thought they were still wrestling.
Yeah, they didn't hear the whistle there.
I heard I did hear a whistle from up here, but neither of them stopped. And you don't want to talk about the officials too much in this match, Matt. It's nothing's been egregious, but lengthy reviews, and there's been a couple times where the whistles have seemed like they were quieter.
It's just one of those days for Rutgers. Nothing really broke their way, as I said earlier. A couple tough reviews that didn't go their way. Last-second takedowns.
Slavikoski's up 4-2. Riding time a factor at the moment, but not locked. Shot from Tabor, good sprawl. Slavikoski trying to stuff the head. His left leg is caught right now. Trying to get it free, working the front head. Slavikoski coming around, trying to get 3 more. Still spinning, grabbing hold of the leg, drives, takedown, Slavikoski at 7-2. With 20 seconds, riding time about to be locked, but it's not gonna be enough for a major decision unless he can get a quick turn here. Short time. Bonus points not coming, but Slavikoski gets Rutgers back on the board. He'll win this one 8-2. And Rutgers cuts the lead down to 17-9. They're still in it.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Position. Mcke doing a good job around the waist. Peterson trying to fight through the feet. And hit back into Mcke, turning. Very close to reaching over 30 seconds. Peterson rolling through. Mcke, his back's exposed. This is still in neutral. Mcke fighting this off. Nothing yet. Peterson's got 3. Takedown for Dean Peterson, a 6-1 lead. Short time, second period.
Dean Peterson's been great in this one so far.
Trying to stay on top here. He does. Second period comes to a close. I'll tell you what, Matt. That action was so close to being stopped. You saw the official hover over. It was a compromising position for both guys. Boy, Mcke was just in a funky position with his knees, and the official almost stopped it. And Peterson able to finish it off with a takedown. Again, that three-point takedown is a blessing in disguise, is a blessing and curse, I should say, Matt. An opportunity for Peterson to get some bonus points. He's up by 5. He's going to need an escape here. Mcke trying to get hooks in. Peterson flattened out right now.
Yep. Peeled that half off. Right back in, though, for Mcke. Peterson needs to just keep basing up. Tripod up to his base. But Mcke really working that half Nelson.
Stall warning on Peterson. He's got the 5-point lead. And Mcke just so tough on top right now. Does not want to let Peterson get back to his feet.
He's really trying to run that half Nelson. See him whip it across.
Peterson going to reach back for a leg here. Under a minute to go. Riding time in favor of Mcke. He can actually get a riding time point right at the buzzer if he can finish out the period on top. A stall warning on Peterson, and it's a point for Mcke at 6-2. Still trying to run this half. Peterson stuck on bottom.
Yeah, he's got to get going here.
Another stall warning on Peterson. It's 6-3.
Next one will be 2 points.
It would. He needs a desperate restart right here. He'll get one. 16 seconds. Goodale is animated on the Rutgers bench. Peterson's got to get up. He's working. Mcke trying to stuff the head, looking for a turn. Peterson still in his base. 5 seconds, trying to fight off the power half. Coming up, Dean Peterson is going to hang on for the victory. Mcke gets the riding time point. 6-4, Dean Peterson. His second win over Patrick Mcke. It is 17-12. Not over yet. But he's got a good opponent in Tyler Wells, the 26th ranked wrestler in the country. But Shauver knows he's got to go point hunting, if not pin hunting. I think he knows the situation right now, trying to jack up some underhooks. And there were no pins in this duel And Rutgers does have 4 wins, so this would be their 5th win if Shauver wins this one to make it to criteria. They'll need a tech fall. But the last 2 victories for the Scarlet Knights from Slavikoski and Peterson have closed the gap a little bit on the total points scored by the wrestlers. So Shauver's gonna have to get going. Minute gone so far. No shots yet. And we're gonna stoppage here. Too much to the back of the head. Shauver's been a point-scoring machine this season. 15-4, ranked in the top 8. But Wells not letting him get close right now. I think, I mean, Matt, if you're Wells as well, I mean, no pun intended, but you obviously know the scenario here. Inside trip from Shauver. Oh, that was good D there from Tyler Wells. Tyler Wells has to know the situation for Minnesota. Tech fall would hand this over to Rutgers. Stalemate here. We're going to get a caution on Tyler Wells. That reach across before the whistle. Shauver trying to jack up an underhook. A little feint there from Wells, able to get him to separate. It's a good job by the Golden Gophers. Shot from Shauver, stall warning on Tyler Wells. See Shauver trying to go to that fireman's dump. He's been hitting that all year, but good D once again.
20 seconds.
Short time, first period. Shauver trying to push the pace, little slide by. And 3 minutes in the books. Scoreless.
Good first period for Shauver, though. He was the aggressor, pushed the pace, got a stall call out of Wells. He will start down here in the second period.
Shauver trying to cut away, he's out. So Shauver the first point of the match, but he's got to get the offense going. They need a tech fall. Better yet, a pin. Minnesota coming into Piscataway, pulling off some upsets, back-to-back ones at 184 and 197. They took command of this duel. You can tell, Matt, that Shauver is not going to his usual offense. He's trying to really jack up the big move here.
You got to. You obviously have to win the match yourself, but in doing so, if there's a chance to win the match for your team, you got to take it. Easier said than done, though.
Another stoppage. The official's going to talk to both guys. Probably it's another warning about hands to the face, and Shot from Shauver, and Wells again. The defense has been stout. Shauver trying to jack it up. Wells has already been hit with stalling once. Shauver underhook. Wells now trying to get a throw going. Out of bounds they go. So that was action from Wells to avoid another stall call. Short time. And the period comes to a close. Third period time, Dylan Shauver a 1-0 lead. But that's not going to be nearly enough for the Scarlet Knights to get a late comeback here in this duel. Gotta wonder the strategy here, see if we can get turns here, Matt. The feet hasn't been working so far. Shauver riding on top, has a boot in. Jack up an arm bar, has got both boots in now. The right one not all the way. Trying to get a turn. So Shauver's got them both in, he's trying to flatten Wells out now. Doesn't have too much time to work though. Shauver working wrist control. Crowd wants a stall. Not going to do much though, less than a minute to go. Shauver just trying to set up these back tilts here. Can't get it. Wells doing a great job on his base. Shauver trying to hunt for a cradle, 30 seconds. Well over a minute of riding time, it's almost locked. So Shauver in the driver's seat right now. He's gonna have to pull out a miracle here for Rutgers to win the duel. Wells looking for a reversal, he's got it. Riding time is locked for Shauver, it's 2-1. Tyler Wells is on top at the moment. And they'll go out of bounds. Now look at the reversal. Wells just making it that much more difficult.
Yeah, Shauver just got a little high. At least he has the riding time point, but still 6.7 seconds to get to his feet here.
Got to worry about winning the match now.
Yeah,
for Dylan Shauver.
Definitely.
Riding time points locked. Got 6 seconds to get out. Trying to cut away. Granby roll. And Tyler Wells is going to force sudden victory. So on the second overtime match of the afternoon. So Shauver gets that riding time point. Now look at the reversal. Boy, just got too high, as you mentioned, Matt. Well, unless Shauver can pull out a pin in overtime, this is just to end the duel on a high note. Minnesota's going to walk out of here with a victory. But an exciting one here to end the afternoon. Can Tyler Wells pull off an upset to put the exclamation point on this big conference duel victory for Minnesota? Both guys are circling right now. Wells chasing. Shauver backing up a little bit though. Not much action on the feet here. It's more of a feeling out process. Big level change there from Wells. Minute to go in sudden victory. Wells pushing the pace right now. Shauver tying up with him. 45 seconds now. Any point wins. Shauver's getting pushed back towards the boundary right now. Shot from Wells. Shauver scrambling. Wells stepping through. Shauver just got his foot free, somehow getting it away. 25 seconds. Wells pulling him back in. Shelving the leg, driving. Shauver kicking the leg free. And Shauver able to get free. He'll reface him. And a stall warning on Shauver. Tough call there, but it's only a warning. 8 seconds. Shot from Wells, driving, and Shauver scrambling. Wells driving through. There's 3. Tyler Wells, before the buzzer, wins this one 5-2. He'll upset Dylan Shauver, and Minnesota caps off an epic dual victory, 20-12 here in Piscataway.
Tough day for the Scarlet Knights, Nick. Couple matches didn't go their way. Couple big upsets at 184 and 197. This is one that really got away from them.
That it was. Another look at the winning takedown in overtime. Shauver tried to elevate her. Wells over top and just could not do it. A tough end for the Scarlet Knights. They remain winless against Minnesota. Minnesota, meanwhile, top 10 team in the country. They get their first conference win of the season. It was a hard-fought one for sure.